I love this part of the year. I go, I don't know what to do with all this money. It's mental. And then you go, save it, probably.
Save it for the cold, dark
November
winter
comes
months.
along. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can't spend it before it's coming in quicker than you can spend it.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing gigs before you've been paid for the last gig. And then you're like, this is all just free money. Come on.
Yeah.
Yummy, yummy, yumma. And then that's where the intro starts.
Welcome to Drum and Drummer, a podcast focused on drums, drumming and drummers. I'm George Pickering and that's Ben Winty, and we are both professional drummers in this business we call music. So stick around and join us as we pass the time whilst trying to stay in time.
And then Dougie has to pull him aside at rehearsal. Mate, you got to stop saying rock and roll, baby. Why? It's great, isn't it? Rock and roll, baby. Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning, George. Good morning. Morning, sleepy boy.
Oh, we Christ. So tired. Should we explain?
Well, yeah, I mean, we'd originally scheduled to do the podcast tomorrow. Then you texted me and said...
Yeah. Oh, you're really going back. Yeah.
Yeah, then you said, can we do 2 episodes tomorrow? I said, well, actually, we meant to do them on Wednesday. But tomorrow does work better now.
Yeah.
9 a.m. You were like, big time. I will be there on the dot, ready. I'll have my Zoom all sorted. I'll have my microphone and my headphones all sorted because usually I'm calamitous when setting up the Zoom call.
Bit of an exaggeration. I think I just said big time. But yeah, go on.
Yeah. 9:01. Give me 2 minutes. And then you join the call. Dressing gown on. But my assumption could be, CrossFit. He's been up. He's done CrossFit.
No.
He's come home. He's showered. I'll just shower. I'll let the gown do the drying.
Yeah.
I'll
I don't like to do that.
One of the flaps between the legs. I let that dry out the crotch and the gooch.
No, it's mayhem down there. No, I don't like to let the gown do the drying because I always feel like then you get a stinky gown. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like towel dry to 90%, and then you know, and then if you got say you didn't get your calves or something, some part of your leg, you didn't get far.
Top of the feet. Yeah,
something like that. No, Monday. What are we on? Tuesday. Tuesday is definitely a tired day every week because the weekend will be busy. Straight into the weekend from the weekend. Okay, now you got Monday where I teach 2 different schools and then go to my bakery job. So by Tuesday morning, I'm a bit fucked, So I set my alarm for 8:30 and went, cool, 8:30, brilliant.
Plenty of time.
That'll give me half an hour loading time to set up, do whatever. Yeah, it's great. Anyway, and I woke up thinking, hang on, that wasn't the alarm, and I've just woken up again. And when you feel like, I feel like I'm running late now. I checked. 9:01, Oh, and there's the Zoom link from Ben Winty at 8:57. So give me 2 seconds, you know what I mean? I could have given some excuse, but what's the point? We're friends, be honest, And honesty is good. Something to learn. So, slept in,
That's fine.
So
it's fine.
It's fine, yeah. Now we're going to bash out some tired podcasts.
Yeah, we're going to do a couple, so because you're away next week, innit?
I'm in France next week, baby. It's my one little respite of the year so far. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I've been ploughing down. Haven't really stopped. And don't smile like that. Work-wise, it's been relentless. So, but it's my friend Amy Lee's wedding, and she's getting married in France. So
whereabouts in France? Because it's a big place.
The south, somewhere south.
It's going to be south, isn't it? No one's getting married in Calais,
Normandy.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Brittany. Yeah.
Yeah. South where it's hot, baby.
It's going to be very hot. To say how hot it's been here. Oh, mama. Oh, and that's another thing I was saying. Now it seems like the hot weather's over. So it's suddenly, I quite like that day. It's one of my favourite days where it's been hot for like a week and then suddenly it rains and you go, ooh, we need this. Get all that heat out of the way.
Yeah. As you get older, the hosepipe ban becomes more of a concern. When you're a kid, it means nothing to you.
No.
Hose pipe
No.
bam. What they're talking about? Fill up the super soaker, run around the garden,
Yeah.
pump, pump, squirt, squirt. Let's go.
Yeah,
That's
this is
the
it.
super soaker, not
Yeah.
my uncle. You know.
No.
That's
Christ. It begins. What do you want to talk about?
well, we could talk about some gigs. I think we've got some gig chat.
Oh, yeah.
Gig chat. I've got a couple of great bits of gig chat.
All right, you start. You start, boy.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
always
start.
starting.
Well, I did a freshman year gig the other week, and it was a venue where it was like in our itinerary. It's got like a sound system in the ceiling,
Yeah.
sound limiter, and we took that to mean you got to use it. You know, when they have these things, there's sound issues. You got to plug into their system. And Neil was having a bit of trouble with his car. He's got a new one now. So we were like, well, we don't need to take the PA, so let's go in my car. Let's go in the Pug, the Pergo, and that relates to the France, your trip to France.
Yeah.
Always
Great.
linking on this show.
Yep.
The plot is spider's web.
Yeah.
So we turn up. Venue were like, oh no, you could use your own. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, that's mental.
Anyway, we used this sound ceiling thing. It was okay. It sounded like shit. But I took the full electric kit, and we had a Depp singer guitarist, great guy. We just had one of those days where we all just played like twats. It just the room was very difficult. The in-ears didn't sound good, and it was.
Had you played with the Depp before?
Yeah, we've done a few gigs
Okay.
with him. Like he's solid normally. It's just one of them guitar
Yeah.
solos were all a bit grade 4.
Right.
But everything else was good. But you're just making silly mistakes. You're all making silly mistakes, you know. When sometimes when the sound in the room is shit and combined with the in-ears, it just doesn't ever feels comfortable. You got to do your best still, you know. There's no excuse. But it's just one of them. We were all a bit rocky,
Yeah.
you know. But I think what really summed it up. So we played Mr Brightside as like a double encore, and I dropped a stick.
Amazing.
I dropped a stick, mate.
Wow.
I think because I was using the full electric, the full Roland V85 at 4, baby. So obviously, like, you got to play it slightly different. I've been doing a lot of hybrid, but I was on the rubber pads, and you get a different rebound off those pads and things like that. And, you know, just loose grip, baby. Stick. But what really summed the gig up, so I drop a stick, so I just try and kick and snare, carry on.
Yeah.
Pull something out of my stick bag to finish the rest of the song. Pull out a bloody hot rod. I was like playing, oh, for fuck's sake. But in a way, because it was electric kit, it didn't really matter.
No.
But I'd finished half of Mr Brightside with a stick and a hot rod. So
That's amazing. That's quite it's quite draining as well to finish the set. Like, and then it's done. You can't redeem. It's not the third song, and you can go, that's all right. Hot Rod Gate is over.
Got to do the big function band outro fill.
Yeah.
With a stick and a hot rod.
I like that the hot rods are still in the bag on electric kit gig. I mean,
just
it's all
in
there.
the bag. Just live in the bag.
You're not gonna change it.
No,
Yeah.
I like to have 4 pairs of sticks, a pair of hot rods, and a pair of brushes.
Yeah.
That's it.
I had this discussion with someone the other day about, when you turn up to a sound limiter gig and the venue goes, drummers, please play with brushes, and they mean hot rods, right? I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I think it was Baz who said it. He was like, well, maybe you should just bring brushes, And if they're like, that's fucking mental, what's the drummer doing? Why? And he'd be like, well, you said in your contract, bring brushes. So sorry it sounds shit, but, or maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should just be like, I think they mean hot rods, but no one means brushes. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's...
I think someone needs to know, someone just needs to tell all wedding people, put the word hot rods in, Because it's a little gripe, but it does annoy me. I don't know why.
I know what you mean. Big time.
Well, I'm sorry that you had a weird gig.
It was fine, though. But what time's curfew? Everything off by 10:30, please. Thank you very much.
How far away was it?
Thank you very much. 50 minutes.
Oh, that's lovely. What time are you home? What time are you back to the studio? Yeah, okay.
I got home at midnight, so I had to go drop
Oh.
my kit off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Because I think it was 10:30, but we finished playing at 10:30.
Yeah.
So then we still had to pack up and lay down. But lovely little loadout round the back. And
Lovely.
off we went. Thank you very much.
We had I had a gig with Neil the other day, first one this year, and I forgot
Really?
how
First
quick.
one?
I think so. I forgot how quickly he packs down stuff. It's insane. Like it's mental. We finished playing at 11, and me and Elliot instantly went, "Should we go and get some food?" I saw there was a buffet.
What are you thinking?
And, well, I'm hungry. That's what I'm thinking.
George doesn't eat before playing. We know
Oh,
this.
yeah, this is it.
We know this.
Well, I didn't have a chance. Nothing was off. Oh, no, there was some duck that was offered, but it had flies on it by the time I got there.
But it was alive.
Yeah, exactly.
You can have there's a duck kicking around. You'll have to kill it. Cook it.
Yeah. You're only good at skinning ducks. So, anyway, we were like, well, let's just get some spring rolls, and all of us. And Neil was like, right, I'll just have a few spring rolls, pop them in. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna pack down. He was there for about 10 seconds and then started packing down. And I was like, oh yeah, I missed that. Some bands I've been in before don't do that. It's sort of the speed at which they pack down.
Finish playing.
Slow.
You got to load out from a basement in London up a spiral staircase onto the street, and you finish playing, and they go, "Oh, should we get a pint?" Nope.
No, absolutely not. No.
Absolutely not. Let's get the fuck out of here, please.
No,
Get the
absolutely
fuck
not.
out of this.
Yeah.
Big smoke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that gig, the 10:30 finish. I mean, we finished playing like 10:32. We left like 5 to 11. Like we drove away.
Yeah.
Like 25 minutes. Gone.
Nice.
Pretty good. It's pretty
That is
good.
pretty good.
Anyway, I'll tell you about my other gig.
Yeah.
So I did another freshman year. Weekend just gone. All the way sort of down near Exeter. It's quite a way. Neil wasn't on this one because you were playing a gig with Neil. You were doing a gig with Neil.
That's what I said. Where's
Yeah.
Neil? And you said, well, he chooses the ones closest to home. So
He does. He does indeed. Yeah, that's fine. That is his prerogative.
That is fine.
Baby.
Yeah.
And all the way, obviously, I had a lot to think about. It was a nice venue, easy setup. Venue were great. We had time. We were all electric because of the sound emitter. Wasn't really an issue, so it sounded good. We even had a chance to just run a few songs. Empty room, just run it all through the in-ears, not through front of house. Got well fed. But it was freshman year again, right? And the couple had picked a first dance, which was being played on the iPad by a band called Alexis on Fire. So it's quite an alternative band.
Oh yeah.
All their top choices were like Chop Suey, Rage Against the Machine, all the heavy stuff, disco playlists, Skindred, Soulfly, Paramore, Blink, Sum 41, Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit. No mention of pop or rock, you know what I mean? It was all like, and you're like, this is great.
Yeah.
This is a crowd or a couple who want what we do, and we don't have to sort of dumb it down a bit. So we get there, we're chatting. Guy pops in the room in a suit. Assume it's the groom. Might not be. He doesn't look the alternative type. He doesn't look it, but that's not to say. Go over and say hello. I said, are you the groom? And he went, yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, great
Cool.
start.
Great. This
start.
is your wedding day. Do you want to rethink your answer?
Yeah.
I said, has everything been going well? Well, she's happy, so.
Wow.
Good.
Mental. Brilliant.
Good, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, fine. Okay. Anyway, get to the first dance. Everyone comes in the room. I mean, it was really hot in there. So that caveat, go. It was really hot. They had this massive industrial fan in there. It was quite loud. It's probably louder than the band. But during the first dance, it was quite a long song. We just sat there. It's playing on the iPad. Quite a lot of people just walk out. They just sort of leave. It took quite a lot of encouragement to get people to join into the dancing.
Yeah.
A lot of people just say, you think, it's hot. It is hot. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
It was a lovely evening in the Exeter countryside. Anyway, we play the first set. There's a few people in there. But it filters out. It filters down. You're kind of playing to 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
We finish. I'm then doing the DJ set.
Yeah.
I do an hour to no one.
Right.
Just to an empty room. I got a little video of me eating a crunchy. Just
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Gets to the second set. There's a couple of tables at the back. There's a couple of tables at the back of the room. We did the entire second set to 4 people who were sat at a table at the back, all on their phones. You could see their faces lit up by their screen phones.
Yeah,
and it got
not
to the
by
point
what you were playing. They were
No.
no. Artificial light. Yes.
Yeah. Didn't really see the bride or groom again.
Yeah.
Didn't really see anyone again. But it got to the point where like everything else of the gig was great, so it just became funny.
Yeah.
And I started having a bit of banter with the 4 lads at the back, like, this is the party room. Yeah, this one's for you guys. Come on, get the mosh pit going. And they just sort of look around and just...
Yeah.
Then we just played, like, we're playing Chop Suey, Killing in the Name.
Yeah.
To basically no one. And then we finished, and I went through to the bar, and I said to the venue lady, I was like, it's a bit weird, isn't it? She went, yeah. She was like, most people have gone. They went ages ago. She was like, there's only about 15, 20 people left. They all sat outside. You're like, okay. And and then I DJ'd again. I had to DJ for the last hour. No one.
Yeah. Wow.
And you're like, that's mental.
Do you reckon that's why your words, not mine, you played like twats?
No, this wasn't that twat one. This one we played really well.
Oh.
This was a different gig. We played really well because it was almost like pressure free.
Yeah.
It was funny, the juxtaposition of what we were playing versus.
Yeah.
So we almost just had a laugh. It was fun. It was it was quite silly.
It was odd.
I think it was counting in Killing in the Name, and there's basically no one in the room. I mean, what's not to love?
Yeah, that's amazing. The one with Neil the other night was a bit like that. It was the wrong amount of people. Yeah, there was just enough that you're conscious that people are listening, but not enough that it's... I don't know. It wasn't loads of people, so you're like, even if it goes wrong, everyone's so pumped that it's fine if I make a mistake. But it wasn't no one. It was like somewhere in between, you know. But it was
middling crowd.
June the 21st, which is the longest day of the year, so a lot of people are outside.
Well, that was the same night as this one, and I think it was such nice weather. I don't blame him for.
No, this is what I always say. If I ever go to a wedding, I'm not going to be watching the band.
I'm not watching,
and not just because I'm in
I
a
might
band,
just
but because...
see what they're like.
What are they doing?
Give that little judgmental drummer look. Like, it's the head goes up. The head goes up. And sort of the eyes, a little poke out the bottom lip.
Yeah.
And a little nod.
Yeah.
And then go and get an orange juice and lemonade and sit outside.
Exactly. Yeah. Go and chat to the mother-in-law. I want to talk about rehearsal before. I might talk about the festival next episode.
Do it, yeah.
Save it for then. But I did a rehearsal the other night for a new band.
New bands every week. I can't keep
well,
up.
it kind of is, because there is actually another new band in 2 days' time as well, which I'll get to that. But this is with my friend Emma. She met her at a music therapy thing. Turns out she wrote an album, and now she wants to get it playing live. You know.
Yeah. The classic journey.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And she's
now at that point, she needs to find people to do it for free.
Well, this is it. And the bass player is her fiance. So, you know, he's been roped in. Oh, we live together. Can you play bit? Well, he can't say no, can he? You know? And I offered. So, but it's interesting because I'm so used to playing with, there's no nice way of saying it.
Professionals.
Yeah, big time. So here's a line.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
So she asked you, said, I've written this album, I want you to do it. Did you, before she asked you, did you know she was a musician?
No. Well, right. So I met her and we were talking about what we do, and I was saying, I play drums, and she was like, I used to play drums, but I kind of don't play anymore. But I have tried to do my own stuff with like guitar and singing, and wrote a thing on GarageBand. So yeah. I knew that she did that, and she sent it all over. I was like, this sounds kind of cool, you know? It's kind of like Stranger Things, the soundtrack, mixed with, like, Kate Nash vocals, if that makes sense. It's an odd mix. Broccoli. What was the question?
So I'll follow up. You sort of answered it, I think.
Yeah.
So you'd heard the music before she asked you to sort of...
Yeah. Well, she was
So,
just
okay.
she seemed a bit sort of unconfident in getting it going. She was like, I really want to try this live, but I don't know how to do it. And I was like, hey, guess what? I do this a lot, you know? So if you need some sort of push into the...
I do this a lot, but your stuff's shit, so I'm gonna give it to someone else. Nah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass it on to anyone else.
I'm just
No,
saying because you've said this rehearsal and you basically, with a bunch of amateurs and you're pro. So obviously there was a point where you heard it and you went, yeah, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Do you regret it?
No, I don't regret it. No, it's fun. A lot of work
some
though.
things you regret.
There's a lot of work though. There's a lot of work. I am having to do a lot of the legwork. They're not making the
Okay.
backing tracks. But it's cool because it is different. It is, and it's something original. And I haven't done that in a while. But I'm sort of in charge. But it's a different sort of in charge. It's not like in charge of quote unquote professional musicians where you go like, okay, take it from, the second chorus, bar 2, instead of having to be like, you have to just change how are we all in tune? That's the first thing you have to ask,
Okay. Yeah.
And I love her,
Yeah.
but she said, well, I tuned my guitar yesterday. I went, okay.
Ooh. Wow.
Okay. That was
recent. Okay.
That-
We're in. You're gig ready.
Exactly. So
Glastonbury
there's
this
a lot-
weekend. Let's go.
Yeah. So it's a lot of
It's a big
Lot-
bottle.
a lot of things. It is a big bottle, isn't it? I got this
You
when I was
can't
out.
just pull that out and not have it mentioned.
I got this when I was out with
Size of
Gabby.
that? Why has it got
I've done enough on the rehearsal. So Gabby and I were out the other day. It was a very hot day, and I was saying I keep buying big bottles, like as in like Evian or Buxton, Highland Spring, and I was like, I actually just need one that I can refill, but it's hard to find a big bottle anywhere. And so we went in Smith's, WH Smith's. She goes, there you go, check that out. I was like, that is big. Got this 2 litre monstrosity. So, yeah, that's good, that, isn't it?
That's good, isn't it? I'm just rocking a Smart Water, 850 ml.
That's
And
all
I
right.
just fill that up with tap.
Yeah, well,
fill that up
I'm
with
on
tap.
tap, baby. I ain't got money
Take it
for
with
more
me
than
everywhere. People think of I'm earning.
Yeah,
Oh, he's popping out of Smart Water all the
yeah.
time. It's tap.
How long you had it? You look like a man that could keep a water bottle for a while.
I think before we moved, definitely.
Fucking hell. Really? Do you wash
Yeah,
it?
this is right. So this is my right. Here we go. So this is my gig water bottle.
Okay,
Right.
right.
So this bottle is either here with me doing a podcast,
Yeah.
or it lives on the radiator shelf in the hallway, or it's at a gig with me. And when I get home from a gig, it comes out of the bag, it goes back in the hallway. It comes upstairs for podcasts. After this
Yeah.
podcast, it will go back in the hallway.
Yeah.
That is where it lives.
I've got some
I
questions.
have other water bottles.
Right.
I have a bottle at the studio for the renovations.
Is
So
that-
I'm not taking this to and from work every day.
No, okay, but so what? You've got 2 water bottles in rotation at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you ever wash them?
Occasionally they do. The lid
Okay,
gets
yeah.
washed. Yeah.
Because this is the thing, right? It's like, you think how often you wash everything else. You use a spoon, you use a plate, washing that. You're not having a meal and then just putting another meal on it the next day.
I
But
don't know.
water
I
bo-
lived with some people at uni where
Well, yeah, it's very
You
true.
know.
Yeah.
I think this
Um,
pesto is 8 days old.
Yeah. But water bottles, they do get neglected, and I'm not judging you for having the same one. I think that in there is something where it's like, if it is like a shop bought one, the plastic can go a bit weird. I don't know.
I heard something about you shouldn't leave them in your car.
Probably not. Probably heats up and
Yeah. It's always something
No.
you shouldn't do.
there's always
There's
something.
always something you shouldn't do. You're like, I'm trying to drink water.
Yeah.
Right? But they keep going, water's good for you.
Yeah.
Nature's milk. It's good for
Yeah.
you.
You
Drink
say
more
that.
of it.
They
All
don't
right,
say
I'll
that.
drink more of it. They also go, save the fucking planet. Reuse. I am reusing it.
Yeah.
And now you tell me I'm going to catch scurvy
Yeah.
because I haven't washed the lid.
Exactly.
It's water. It's water coming out of it. Do you know what I mean? It's not like orange juice. I get that.
Right, well, that's the thing. So,
But
I
it's
had
your gammy mouth, isn't it?
where is your gammy mouth? Yeah.
If you're
I had
slinging in some raw duck, you're gonna wanna clean.
Yeah, places my mouth spin. I had a water bottle recently. It was a metal one. And
So, do you want me to count it in?
I had. I got to show you the messages he sent me last night. I had a water bottle recently, a metal one, which was great, and then I filled it up with Tango because we were at rehearsal, and everyone was just, I bought a big bottle of Tango. We haven't got cups. All right, well, I'll put a bit in my, water bottle. Next day, I was drinking it. I don't think it was the taste. I had water in it by this point, and I looked. The whole inside is just mold. It was insane. Like just all mold, baby. And I was like, how long has that been there? And I think this bottle was prone to mold. So my immune system must be amazing because I was just drinking liquid mold every day, which isn't great, but but keeps everything on its toes. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I've got a big water bottle.
Good,
anything
man,
else to talk about before we wrap up?
Yeah, let me finish with a couple of bits.
Oh yeah.
Hope you enjoyed our episode last week with Ollie Thacker.
Oh yeah.
But what was lovely to see, if you listened, you hear the mention of Mr. Harry Judd from McFly. Ollie talked about him quite a bit. Well, he got involved in the comments.
He did indeed, yeah.
On the post. Harry Judd, what a player Ollie's become. He's on speed dial if I ever get sick or injured on tour. And then he's done the sort of devil horns, hand thing. Rock and roll, baby. That's what I'm pretty sure. That's what Harry means there.
Yeah.
That's the little rock and roll, baby. I imagine he says that all the time.
Probably all
I'd
the
love
time.
it. Yeah.
You'd love what?
Nana's ill. Rock and roll, baby. Danny and Tom and the other one are going,
Dougie.
got another tour, arenas. And Harry just goes, just in the WhatsApp group, rock and roll, baby.
It's the way you're saying baby that makes it fun.
And then Dougie has to pull him aside at rehearsal. Mate, you got to stop saying rock and roll, baby.
Yeah.
Why? It's great, isn't it? Rock and roll, baby. I've made all that up, apart from he did actually comment on the post. I thought about replying, because obviously said, he's on speed dial if I ever get sick or injured on tour. I wanted to reply, how many people have to die before I'm next in line? Sort of like a sort of, you hear those things of like someone's 159th to the throne. Has to be a very big accident at a family party. But I imagine quite a few. But I'd like to get that number down. That's my goal, because Mum always said I should have been the drummer at McFly. Harry's earned his place. Fair enough. I'm not coming for him.
You said this in front of Ollie Thacker the other day. Why did your mum say that? Love your mum.
Well, I think she
having a go.
Similar age.
Yeah.
And
did you audition?
No, God no. No, there was absolutely no. There's no.
On what basis should you?
Well, I think it's similar. I should have been the Milky Bar Kid, like that age in the late 80s, early 90s. And I had the fairest hair in the South.
There's a lot of
angelic face
your family uses.
Yeah, like I could have been but I wasn't. You know what I mean? Pushed in that direction. But you know what mums are like. They like a little bop to what's on the radio. Love your little bop to Five Colours in Her Hair and All About You. And I think what she's probably really going is, I wish you had more money and success so I could be proud of you and you could take me on holiday more. That's probably closer to the... because I assume a lot of people's musicians' parents don't really understand the music industry.
No.
And they only relate to tangible things. If you go, oh, that song I did is number 10 in the charts, they understand that. That.
Yeah.
If you go, oh, I'm supporting this band at this venue, or I've got Ableton working.
Who cares? Yeah.
Yeah. Who gives a shit? Oh, I did a wedding. Nah.
No, absolutely not.
Is that
No
good?
one cares
Is it?
about that. No one cares about
The sound limiter and the tricky.
that. All the loadout was good. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Is this
a
really
raw
my son?
duck. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'd like to get that closer. So maybe that's my goal. 1 goal, darts champion of the world. 2, play for McFly, and and like we've said about marrying Katy Perry, you can be closer than you think.
Absolutely.
And I having spoken to Ollie, and Harry Judd has commented on one of our Instagram posts.
Yeah.
I am now closer. That gap has narrowed. You could say quite significantly.
I don't think you could. Because I don't think he was talking to us. I think Harry Judd was very much just talking to Ollie on that comment.
Of course.
That's why we didn't reply.
But it was a post collaborated that we put out.
Yeah, collaborated, sure.
So at the very least, there's now a.
I mean, he's seen
that
your
gap
face.
is smaller. It has to be smaller.
Well, yeah, or it might be larger. He might go, "Oh my god," you know.
Yeah, and he goes, "Which one are you? Who's got the bleeding anus? Me,
Yeah.
Right, not you.
Yeah,
I can't. Dougie has a thing about blood. Tom has a thing about.
Also, you can't be a
loose.
bald man. Here's a controversial thing: you can't be a bald man in McFly. I mean, we've all seen Danny's advert that comes up on Instagram every day, talking about how having a hair transplant was the best thing he's ever done. You know.
Yeah.
You got kids, Dan.
All about you's up there, Danny. Don't put yourself down, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a cracking tune.
Yeah, exactly.
Your raspy rock vocal. You know, it's great.
God, yeah, his
Compliments
voice
Tom
in
so
obviously one of the best vocals in the noughties, you know. Gotta escape now. You know what I mean? It's like wow.
He's the only man sounds cool singing while taking a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Get
great.
on a plane now, yeah. It's great, great stuff.
That sounds exactly like it. It's
Yeah.
brilliant. It's brilliant
God,
stuff.
it's so raspy.
So good. Anyway, no, I'm rejecting your claims. I am closer. That gap has
Fine.
narrowed.
Yeah.
It has
No,
narrowed.
if you
Like,
if you
right,
get
some of
close
this,
to
right?
the drummer from McFly.
You are
God.
closer to the Glastonbury main stage than you have ever been
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
because of this
Yeah.
podcast. It's not saying you haven't worked at it. You've not
No.
worn Gabby down into some kind of friendship with the hope that there's some scraps and crumbs come falling your way.
Yeah.
But you're closer. You are closer to Denise Welsh than you have ever been in your life.
Yeah, that is true.
There we go. There
There
we
we
go.
go.
Thanks for listening to this week's Drum and Drummer. We're going to leave you at there because we're going to do another one now, aren't we?
Yeah,
Let's wrap it up. Thanks for listening, everybody. Join us next week. Email us at drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Get involved in the Instagram at drumanddrummerpodcast. Good stuff.
Yeah, great.
See you later, mate.
See you later. Bye.
Enjoy France. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Drum and Drummer. You can find us on Instagram at Drum and Drummer Podcast. And you can send us an email to drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Remember, just pick up the sticks and twat it.